All right. 𝗦𝘗𝗵𝗶𝗵𝗁. Mario, I know you've been a huge supporter from the beginning. We appreciate it. Managing security deposits. Let's talk about it. How do you manage security deposits?
What's a security deposit?
I guess let's do this from the framework of the RLTO. So you're in Chicago.
Well, I think in anything you're doing as an entrepreneur, a real estate investor, both of those kind of tie together. You want to limit your risk and collect a security deposit, no matter how much you follow the rule, which I've fell victim to this. Like, I got this. These are the 12 things I got to do. I'll make sure I do it. There's still tons of risk. And you want to eliminate that risk. And the problem around security deposit is you can do everything right. And these, I call them shark attorneys that, if you Google up resident or tenant friendly attorneys or whatever, and there's just a page of, they're no different than the injury attorneys that you see going down 294. They're just there, man. They're ready. And if they see that lease, they always find something. And if they find something, they file. And once they file, it's too late. You're in it for 3 months, security deposit, and call it. I think this it used to be like $1,000 now. The attorney's trying to hit for like $1,800 on that. So, especially when you get into the north side, you got a $2,000 rent unit. I mean, you have a $7,500 problem where it's just not worth it. Collect the $500, screen better, and try to and reduce your risk that way.
Yeah, agreed. And I'll take it from also the point when you're buying something with tenants involved. I always return the security deposit. You get the security deposit from the seller, like you're the buyer, and always return it because you are responsible for it. Let's say he had a tenant for 3 years. Now it's your problem. If he didn't pay the interest, if he didn't follow the rules, now it's falling on you. So I try to wash our hands of it, return the security deposit, explain why, and everyone, they're taking kids off to a nice foot with the tenant. They're like, oh, cool, $1,000. Like,
return the security deposit and give them their interest too. I've seen a guy get burned. He's like, man, I returned the security deposit, but I still got.
I didn't pay.
You didn't pay
$3.
It was $3.40 or something like that.
Yeah. Another thing too, like it always like. Something I always thought about, like with security deposits, like someone moves out and then, you got to patch up the walls. It's like, all right, so what are you going to charge them for? Like the good tenant, like all of a sudden they get these little, like, am I going to get in a $200 quibble with this guy? Like,
I found,
you know what I'm saying? It's almost useless. It protects you if they're not paying rent. It protects you for that 1 month, but the risk reward is not there.
I found myself just returning security deposits out of fear. And it ended up being, it was like, all right, you had a dog. One of my specific situations, they had a dog. The carpet needed cleaning. Clearly from this dog, somebody needed to be replaced. Probably could justify that. We basically held back $180, and then they went. All of a sudden, 6 weeks later, I got the notice of they filed the lawsuit against us. So like there wasn't even a right of correction or a way to correct. Now the cool thing about the Cook County ordinance that passed 2 years ago.
So the RTLO.
I avoid saying it to not screw it up. But yeah, the RTLO. There's actually a right of you have a 2-day what's the word right to correct.
Yeah,
that's not what I was looking for, but you have 2 days.
Remedy.
Right to remedy. So if that $180 was something they didn't agree on, they can't just go to the attorney. They have to put it in writing to you and you have 48 business hours. So they can't jam you on a Friday at 4 and nail you on Monday. But you have 48 business hours to remedy it. And at that point, a lot of times you're just giving them $180 and you're walking away and figuring you didn't get away with that one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a real quick, funny, stupid story I made. I shared this on another podcast recently. Is I was trying to follow the book with a security deposit when we first started taking them on, and the interest rate's always like next to nothing. But just maybe do a bad math or didn't pay enough percentage of math, I didn't put the decimal over. So instead of giving people $1.40 interest, I was giving them $10.40 interest or $14 interest. And so I made a mistake on that one early on. Then that was kind of like, screw this. Like I'm done.
Yeah,
and I got to learn math.
All right.